Hello everyone, welcome to Analog IAS current affair analysis for 18th April 2020, and these are the couple of articles we'll be dealing today, and both of them are with respect to what RBI has announced yesterday. The first article for the day is taken from the Hindu and it is titled Helping a Lending Hand. Yesterday, RBI came up with the second set of measures to reduce the fallout of COVID-19 crisis. Here, the most important step taken by the Reserve Bank of our country is ensuring that there is no liquidity crunch for NBFCs. Why did it focus exclusively on NBFCs? Because most of the MSME companies rely upon this NBFC sector. This is because most of the funds that MSME gets as loans is from NBFCs itself. Now, last time when RBI has infused liquidity into the system, the biggest problem was policy rate transmission. That is, when RBI has cut down its rates, banks are not passing on that rate cuts to customers. To ensure that this kind of phenomenon does not repeat, RBI has carried out Operation Twist and long-term repo operations. By carrying out long-term repo operations, what RBI actually did was ensured that banks have enough liquidity. Now, most of the NBFCs borrow from banks. The reason is they don't have their own deposits, so they have to raise funds from banks. They invest in some long-term projects and also give it to MSME sector for liquidity. Since there is a high risk involved with MSME sector, they also charge higher interest rates, and therefore banks are also interested in lending to NBFCs because of higher interest income. Now, in the backdrop of the IL&FS crisis, where this is considered to be one of the largest NBFCs in our country, even this defaulted on its payments to the banks. So, ever since, there has been an economy slowdown. So, banks are very reluctant to invest in NBFCs, and they were rather parking all their excessive funds in G-Secs, which is considered to be more or less a stable income, or they are parking the excess liquidity infused through these measures in RBI, because RBI would be giving reverse repo rate, or the rate that RBI gives for keeping bankers' money. So, in order to discourage this sort of safe game and to ensure that banks actually lend in the economy, RBI has even reduced the reverse repo rate to 3.75%. Now, the repo rate has been kept at 4.4% only. So, banks find it more incentivizing to lend it to the market rather than keeping the money with RBI alone. So, all these kind of measures have actually ensured that there is a policy transmission rate. Now, what is specific in the measures introduced yesterday was the targeted long-term repo operations. So, through this, RBI has ensured that 50% and more than 50% of the money infused into the market actually goes to NBFCs, so that liquidity in NBFCs doesn't become a problem, and therefore MSME sector thrives. In our country, MSME sector is the largest employment provider, and therefore it is very important to ensure liquidity of MSMEs. In the context of economic slowdown, there is a severe liquidity crunch with MSMEs because NBFCs are not giving out loans because they don't have money with them themselves. So, with respect to the 3-month moratorium announced by RBI, most of the NBFCs have granted the moratorium period to most companies, but banks have not ensured that this moratorium period is ensured for NBFCs also. As a result, NBFCs are suffering with lack of funds. In order to correct this and serve in the larger public interest, RBI has taken these measures yesterday. Yesterday, along with the targeted long-term repo operations, Reserve Bank of India also raised the limit of ways and means advances to the states. So, ways and means advances are short-term advances that the central bank, that is RBI, gives as a help to states to overcome the temporary mismatches in their cash flow. So, this is given at a repo rate of 4.4%. Now, what is this mismatch? Because of the economic lockdown, there are no tax receipts that state governments and central government is getting. So it is a kind of a short term loan that is taken from RBI, and both the center and the states get it. So the RBI has increased the limit by 60% above the level as of March 31st, 2020, and the new limit was available till September 30th, 2020. So earlier it had raised the same limit by 30% in April. Now how much would this actually account to? So according to some estimates, the enhanced limit would be substantial at say 52,000 crores. So states are somehow not happy with this approach. The reason being, states expect that there will be certain doubling of the limit, and not just for WMS but also for all kinds of economic parameters. States are demanding that since they don't have any revenue and there is also alcohol ban and there is a lockdown imposed, there is no revenue from petrol or from alcohol. So in that context, there is no other way except to borrow money from RBI or expect some sort of funding from the central government. For example, in the state of Kerala, if you take the entire 60%, it would amount to an additional temporary borrowing of say around rupees 1400 crores. So this is not sufficient to address the seriousness of the crisis of the state government. If nothing else works, at some point of the time in the future, the government might invoke the Section 5 Clause 3 of the FRBM Act. So according to this act, if at all there is certain deficit, the government can go for deficit financing through issuing bonds by RBI. However, this should be a measure of last resort. So that is the gist of this article. That's it for the day. Thank you.